Hello, everybody. Had your coffee already? I knew I shouldn't be the one after the break, but I hope you enjoy the coffee. So I'm going to talk here today a little bit about virtual reality. I don't know if everybody knows what the virtual reality is, so I will explain a little bit, not more than 2 minutes, what is virtual reality. And just prepare yourself. I'm going to ask someone from the audience to immerse himself or herself into the old city in Jerusalem while we are talking here about virtual reality. So prepare yourself whether you want to volunteer or not, otherwise I'll have to choose somebody. Okay, so So what is VR? This is something that I'm going to say. Why VR? People talk a lot today about VR, mainly because of Facebook pushing hard and Google and the big companies with 360 cameras, etc. So I'm going to explain a little bit and talk why virtual reality. How can it affect actually our lives? Really, everybody here in the audience. And also I'm going to talk a few words about HumanEyes. I'm the CEO of the company called HumanEyes in Jerusalem. And how it also relates our products and HumanEyes to the Startup Nation story. It's a unique story, I think, of the Startup Nation. And at the end, I'm going to ask somebody to come and join us on the stage. Okay, so what is virtual reality? You can read that. Probably your English is better than mine. But I will say that it is also known as immersive multimedia, basically a computer technology that replicates the reality, whether it is real or not. By the way, we are handling the real virtual reality. So some people say it's not really virtual reality because it's real. And allowing anyone to place themselves into a different reality. So why virtual reality? Why is it so? Why people are talking about it so much? Because it allows us to be in two places at the same time. It's very nice to be in two places at the same time. For example, you're here now. Well, maybe after the coffee break, you're a little bit more listening to what I'm saying. But in some cases, people are hearing a boring lecture, but they can also be, while being bored by somebody talking about virtual reality, in here or here. And it's nice. Reality, especially in Israel, is tough. Tough neighborhood, everything is tough. So people actually want to go and be elsewhere. I don't think only in Israel. So, football game. Actually, I just saw Concussion on the way on the airplane. I landed a few hours ago from Israel, and I saw a film called Concussion with Will Smith. And maybe it's not a good example, because people die from actually these sports, but never mind about that. No. Okay, so we can actually teleport you anywhere you like, and let you experience a different experience. So today we will take at least one, maybe two or three, and let you teleport yourself into the old city, into the Holy Sepulchre. I don't know how to say the name of the church where Jesus, the tomb of Jesus, the Holy Sepulchre. There is a very nice holy fire event there once a year, and we can actually teleport you now to the old city, to see the Tower of David, to hear the mosques there. It's actually pretty cool. So how is actually virtual reality can actually affect our lives? Just three small examples. Education. The previous speaker here spoke about space and other things. Imagine that your kids need to learn about the space or the solar system using these tools. It is so much more interesting when you immerse yourself into the scene that you need to learn. And there are a lot of researchers showing that people are actually more engaged, and they learn better, they score better, etc. So education is just one small example. Another one, real estate, okay? You want to buy a house in Texas, you don't feel like going into Texas right now, you can actually immerse yourself into this house in 3D, looking at the house, feeling there, and maybe buy it remotely. People do that, actually. This is a bit more interesting than real estate, immersive journalism. People talk a lot about immersive journalism. It's a completely different thing than just regular journalism or regular picture or even regular video that we see always in the news. For example, the Project Syria that was done by a journalist from France. She actually did a project from Spain, I'm sorry, allowing people to actually experience what is going on there, which is just 200 kilometers north from where I live, and it is horrible there. And people don't really understand what is going on there. Using these tools of 360 videos and other tools of immersive video that she made allowed people to actually be in Syria right now, experience what is going on there, and people actually cried when they saw what is going on there. But when you're hearing it on CNN and another 1,000 people were killed, you don't really grasp what is going on there. And maybe as I speak right now, few people already are dead right now in Syria. So it is horrible, and this is the only way to explain to the world, almost the only way, and really feel there. And this is a very nice quote from Forbes. It's not, we're becoming as, we're not viewers, we're not readers, we are participants. And let me give you another one, which is another example of immersive journalism, which may be a bit more sensitive here, but I will speak about it. For example, if there is an event in Israel and showing the Palestinian-Israeli dispute, if we allow the journalist to have a clear, focused picture on something, he definitely conveys one message. But if you see the entire picture, maybe you get a completely different picture. And I will give just one example. There's a very nice, beautiful Palestinian girl that basically her job is, she's 8 or 10 years old, blonde, very nice. She's going out there to the Israeli soldiers and fight with them, curse them. And then you see a focused picture of this girl standing in front of a soldier, well armed, and that doesn't look good at all. But if you see it in 360 degrees, then you see the entire picture. You see that actually 40, 50 journalists are shooting her at this scene from 2 meters, and basically everything is staged. So I can give another example from the other side of it's not about the politics here, but it's about the fact that when you have the entire picture, literally the entire picture, things are changed. I can give a nicer example. For example, if you see a lion roaring in somewhere in Kenya, it's very nice. But if you see surround him 10 cars of the tourists, I don't think it's that interesting. VR tourism, I will skip that. Obviously, you can imagine we will have a little tour in Jerusalem, in the old city, so we can skip that. So I will speak a little bit about HumanEyes. HumanEyes developed this nice little tool. It's actually the first and the only, right now the only, I'm sure that in 2016 we will have some competitors, 3D 360 camera for consumers. There's a lot of 3D 360 cameras for cinematic. There's 2D 360s cameras for consumers, but this is the only one that does everything, it captures everything in 3D and in 360, while just having less than 10 ounces, can be an action camera. You can capture basically everything. It's really, really cool. And we just point-and-shoot camera and one click of a button to generate a full 3D 360 video. Virtual reality, only $800 if you want it online. Go ahead. Few words about HumanEyes. I said that HumanEyes is a bit, it's a startup company, but it's an old startup company. You don't find too many old startups. Startups tend to die after 2-3 years, to succeed, or to be sold to somebody. These are the three options. Being an old startup is not really an option in Israel because it means that you're wasting a lot of money of somebody, and it probably will end. But HumanEyes was founded in 2000, 15 years ago. I've been working there only 7 years, and failed 3 times. 3 different technologies. It has more than 70 patents in computer vision and algorithms. Made 3 or 4 products. None of them actually succeeded. And the Views camera is the 4th product. And I think this is the story of the Startup Nation. Startup Nation is not only about Waze being sold for $1 billion to Google. Startup Nation is about the 9 out of 10 companies failing again and again. It's about entrepreneurs who are failing again and again and again, but then succeed. Or in most cases, succeed the first time and then failing again and again and again. So the ability, and I think this is something very special to Israel, the ability to learn from your mistakes, to share knowledge, startups helping each other. It is the money, of course, fundraising for that. All the VCs know that they are going to fail 9 out of 10, and then they're going to succeed with one company. So I'm proud to work in a company that was not intimidated by the failures that we had and continue on again and again. And we're hoping that the Views camera will be a success this time. We won the last gadget standing in Las Vegas. We announced it, and we're getting a tremendous response from all the big players, and we are already selling it in very, very large quantities, even though it's not ready yet. It's very typical for Israelis. We're selling it. It's not ready. We will hopefully ship it in October. If we don't ship it, we will not charge the credit card at least, but we hope to ship it on time. Where is it? So, just few images. How does it look? From nature to concerts. A very nice concert with Aviv Geffen that we captured, or just a street concert in Jerusalem, which looks absolutely amazing. News reports. And the nice thing here, it's very, very easy. We're aiming for consumers eventually. So the only thing you need to do is point and shoot. There's a very nice selfie stick. You point and shoot. It actually changes into a tripod. So you can place it on a rock while hiking or shooting like that. And also process it, as I said, with just one button. So you import it, and you enjoy. This grandma from, I think, Minnesota, the first time she saw virtual reality, she couldn't stop shouting and enjoying it. She's an amazing lady. Just click on YouTube, grandma watches VR or something like that, and you will see this, this amazing lady. So, who wants to immerse himself or herself into Jerusalem right now? The old city. I don't see anything that. It has to be. Go ahead. Yeah, please do. Come. In the meantime, I will prepare this little immersive video. And I'm sure your English is better than mine, so you will explain later on. Okay, you will explain to the audience. How was it? Go ahead. You don't need to.
Oh my God.
turn around, 360, up, down, everything. It's a full spherical experience. So I'm not sure whether you're seeing now the Tower of David or the Holy Sepulchre or the Via Dolorosa. What do you think?
It's phenomenal.
Phenomenal. I'm taking phenomenal. Do you want to explain? I don't have a...
Look, it's as though feeling within the crowd.
Right.
And it gives an opportunity to be there.
Exactly.
I've never been to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Many times I've been to Jerusalem. I've never been there.
So now you've been there.
Now I've been there. And it's a very different feeling than watching a flat picture.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you for mentioning flat versus 3D, because that's what differentiates us from the competitors of LG and Samsung. So what's your name?
Maxine Daubert.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much, Maxime. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much.